What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here to. Sorry, you guys. What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review for Real Housewives of Miami, you guys. This is going to be season 6, you guys, episode number 5, and this episode is titled A Night at the Opera, you guys. Now, before we go ahead and jump into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this episode of, what is this? Real Housewives of Miami. Sorry, you guys have to think about it. All right, you guys, so this episode, it really didn't get good until the end of the episode, but I don't expect this review to be like super duper lengthy, but we will definitely go ahead and talk about it. Now, the episode, it opens up and we see the drunk, aka Marisol, with a sling on her arm, right? Now, mind you, this drunk heifer ain't been to nobody's hospital, so she doesn't 100% know that something is wrong with her. She is just medically diagnosing herself. I was like, you know what, girl, it is what it is, and I don't 100% give a damn, but hey, it is what it is. Like I said, she's self-diagnosing herself, again, don't care. So she has Kiki coming over to visit her, and when Kiki got there, Kiki has a whole ass walker with her. I was like, well, didn't you? And see, here's the crazy thing, a funny thing about it. The interesting thing to me is the fact that last season, when y'all were on the cast trip, when I think it was Kiki who fell on Adriana's foot, and y'all remember, last season they told Adriana that she was full of shit when she was saying that her ankle was broke. And now you got, like I said, you got Kiki and you got the drunk saying that they're hurt. Now later in the episode, now I don't know how much time is going to pass, but I'm calling BS. And I called BS last season with Adriana. So they talked about, the night before, and Kiki is talking about the fact that she feels like when it comes to Larsa being with Marcus, that she is losing her best friend. And I was like, oh, when did you two become best friends? But okay, I mean, I guess if that's what you say, you feel like you're losing your best friend. I'm gonna tell you guys how I feel about Marcus and Larsa in just a little bit, but I've already expressed how I feel about Marcus and Larsa. But again, like I said, we'll talk about it when we get to it. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, guys, so this next scene is with Alexia, and she and Todd, they're going to be having a double date with Nicole and Anthony, right? Now, they were making pizza, and what I will say is this scene with these two, I don't trust Alexia and her husband. I think that they're phony. I think that they're fakes. I think that they're frauds, right? So I didn't 100% buy this scene, them wanting to be friendly with, Nicole and be friendly with Anthony. I think it's just for show. I personally, my opinions. You guys can definitely chime in and let me know yours. They did talk about this F cancer event that Julia is having for Martina, and Alexia is talking about how it's weird that she's having it at Adriana's home. And I was like, it's not weird. If they are best friends, then how is it weird that she's having a party at her home for her best friend? I didn't quite understand how that was so odd, but she finds it odd. What is really odd is the fact that you and Todd are not on the same page about why Todd wasn't at that fucking party. Now, according to Adriana, he wasn't there because there were some issues going on in y'all's marriage. I'm more inclined to believe that than what Todd and Alexia are telling us. And remember, last week's episode, in that Sprinter van, Alexia wants to say that Todd wasn't there because of Adriana. But then in this week's episode, Alexia says, well, it wasn't 100%. Oh my God, her arm. Jesus. But in sorry you guys, I'm watching World News and this girl, her arm was all contorted and they were putting ace bandages on her arm, and oh my God, it's this Hamas stuff. I haven't talked about that because again, like I said before, I don't understand it, neither here nor there. Back to the episode. Now, remember, last week it was because of Adriana. This week it wasn't solely Adriana. There were other things that contributed to it. And I was like, so which one is it? I was with Nicole. It's their truth. It's what they're saying, what Adriana's saying, and the truth lies in the middle. Honestly, I don't think the truth lies in the middle. I think the truth lies with Adriana because Lisa even says she heard it. So if two people heard it, it can't be a lie. I'm just saying. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, you guys. But that's really it. We'll pause here and we'll move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So next up, let's talk about Larsa real quick. So Larsa and Marcus are recording their first episode of their podcast with each other. You know, at this point, I would much rather listen to Giselle and Robin on that Put Me to Sleep podcast, right? That Sleepy Time podcast, that boring ass podcast, that podcast that nobody gives a fuck about, right? I'd much rather listen to them than Marcus and Larsa. Now, my thoughts and opinions on Marcus and Larsa, I've said it plenty of times before. I believe that this is a stunt of a relationship. I don't buy it. I think it's bullshit. When I look at him, he looks like a dumb dunce. Period, point blank. She did talk about their families, and I was like, so you were giving us bullshit answers last season at the reunion, but then, like, Lars is a full-on liar. She lied at the reunion. She went on Tamron Hall's show and said that Michael Jordan and Juanita are okay with it, but then, remember, Michael came out and said he wasn't cool with it. I just don't see how she can date him, knowing the relationship between his dad and Scott and her husband, her ex-husband. They don't like each other. They played on the same team with each other, but those two can't stand each other. That's got to be an interesting conversation. Oh God, that is. I just wouldn't want to be in the middle of that because that's toxicity. If we're being honest, if you know that for me with Marcus, I just couldn't be with somebody that is in close proximity to Larsa that my dad doesn't fuck with, my dad doesn't like. It doesn't mean that I have an issue with Scotty. It just means your ex-husband don't really see it for my dad. And if your ex-husband's around me and say anything negative about my dad, it's gonna be a problem. But again, like I said, Marcus looks like a dumbass dunce. Neither here nor there. Pausing here. And we're going to move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So next up, let's talk about Lisa. So we see Lisa. So Lisa and Jody, as well as Marcus and Larsa, and Kiki are at Formula One, a.k.a. F1. You guys remember they talked about that last season when I believe it was Lisa and Larsa who were out, and Lenny was out with his new girlfriend. Well, let me say this right here, right now. F1 like it's a fun time. It's on a yacht, right? But I noticed when they got there that they had to pull their shoes off, and I'd be like, oh my God, the germaphobe in me would not be able to do that. It would be an absolute hell to the no for me. I wouldn't be able to do it. But it looked like it was a fun time. Kiki did let them know, like, hey, I feel like I'm losing my best friend, aka Larsa, to you, Marcus. And then she also said that she just wanted to have fun with her girls. And I get that. Larsa, selfish ass person she is, she says in her interview that Kiki needs to get a man because, she's been all about her friends for years now. And so now she wants to be about her boyfriend. Okay, Larsa, girl, don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. Now, Lisa revealed to Larsa that she talked to Gertie and let Gertie know, like, hey, I know about your cancer diagnosis. And so they showed the flashback. And I did see last night on Twitter where people were blaming Gertie, were coming at Gertie. I was like, How are y'all coming at Gertie? I know Gertie said that she was testing Larsa. I don't think that she meant that she was using her cancer diagnosis as a test to Larsa. I think what she was saying, if we gonna use context clues, I think Larsa, not Larsa, but Gertie was saying like, hey, I was vulnerable and told her something in confidence, and I wanted to see, I told her that in confidence, and was hoping that I could trust her to keep that to herself, but she didn't keep it to herself. Then this nasty, disgusting, vile, plastic human being wants to go and say, well, she starts questioning if the woman has cancer. I was like, you trifling ass heifer, you. Larsa is a piece of shit. The biggest, most vile, disgusting piece of shit. I am so glad that you got booed at BravoCon. I am really elated that she got booed at BravoCon because I thought that that was the most disgusting thing that you could say. Who the fuck lies about having cancer? Now I know that there are people out there, aka Brooks. If you guys never watched OC, I can't remember which season it was, but go watch OC. Vicky's ex-boyfriend Brooks lied about having cancer. Now ain't nobody as sick as that. But that's it, you guys. Let's pause here and wrap up the episode. All right, you guys. Now I don't know how I'm gonna talk about this beginning scene with Julia and Adriana. Now, Julia and Adriana is going to get ketamine treatments. I don't know what ketamine is, to be quite honest with you. I've heard of ketamine, but I don't know what ketamine is, the effects of ketamine, and what ketamine can do for you. So I'm going to tread lightly on what I say, but it kind of seemed a little. This is my opinion and what I think. It seemed a little psychedelic, kind of like it kind of seemed like weed, but it seemed a little bit more psychedelic. These are my opinions and thoughts. I don't know if that's correct or not, but that's just what it seemed like to me. Because never mind. It was interesting. That's the one thing I would say. It was interesting. Now on their way to get the ketamine treatments, Julia called up not Adriana, but Marisol to let Marisol know, hey, I'm having this event at my home, and actually I'm having this event, this F cancer event. Before she told her where the event was, it seemed like she was on board to come, but then when she told her that it was at Adriana's place, she's like, oh, I got this appointment that I gotta go to, and then when I get home, I'm gonna have to rest. I was like, girl, a lie don't care who tell it, right? And so Adriana felt the way, and Julie was like, but she gave me her answer, so it ain't nothing to be too, don't fret too much on it, right? And she's like, I'm pretty sure you would feel the same way if there was an event and it was in her home. You wouldn't necessarily want to go to her house because of how you two are currently. And I was like, exactly. And so, where are we at? Now we get to this party, right? So it was, who was talking? I think it was Gertie, Nicole, and Alexia, right? And they were talking about that dumbass Larsa. Nicole said Larsa had the unmitigated gall and audacity to call her and ask her, does Gertie really have cancer? I was like, what kind of person do you have to be that's so disgusting and so vile that you would literally think that somebody would fake having cancer to test you, to mess with you? You're not that important, Larsa. Nobody gives a fuck about you, Larsa. Nobody likes you, Larsa. Jesus, worry about the silicone, the plastic, the everything that's in your body, and hope that it doesn't give you any kind of cancer, right? Because you have foreign objects in your body. Oh, Jesus, that woman just got on my nerves. So then they talked about Lisa because everybody had showed up to the party with the exception of Lisa. And so they were wondering if Lisa was going to come. And I guess there was this article in page 6 about Lisa where Lenny was saying that he gave, he was being nice to Lisa, gave Lisa the car, and Lisa allegedly put a, camera or a recording device in the car. And I was like, trying to say that, she's trying to listen to his conversations with his attorney. I was like, now, I ain't saying that Lisa is dumb or anything, but I'm not saying she's the smartest person in the world that would be able to do that. I'm just, I don't think that Lisa would do that. I don't think Lisa has the capabilities of doing that. Again, that ain't no shade to Lisa. I like Lisa, but that's so Lisa called them and told them that the cops had just left her house or either just came to her house, one of the two. I don't 100% remember. But that is it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section below, you guys. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and also share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.